Lena Horne was one of the first huge black artists. She was a beautiful black woman.
Lena Horne came here in the 1940s when her career is taking off. She is already performing in movies, so she is well known.
Even when singing a beautiful song, like my Aunt Marion's favorite, Stormy Weather.
Don't know why there's no sun up in the sky, stormy weather.
She would just bring this emotion and this grit, and she would express her rage with the fact that she knew that she was different and being treated different.
Her first job at the Flamingo, she wanted, of course, to stay in the hotel. And so Bugsy Siegel, who owned the Flamingo at that period, agreed that she could stay in the hotel. And the story goes that in the morning, her sheets would be burned. But she was important enough to stay here when African Americans could not.
Now, they didn't have total access to Vegas, but at least it got to the point where they could stay where they were playing.
It was a risk that they all took to open those doors.
In 1952, Josephine Baker does a tour.
She is a sexy cabaret performer.
But when she gets to Las Vegas, it is really phenomenal what she does.
Josephine Baker said that she wouldn't perform unless there's some people of color in the audience, because that's where you get your soul and your spirit from your people out there that's rooting you on.
So they had to scramble to find black people to be able to sit in the audience for her show.
And I think that was history that was made.
Presenting the incomparable Nat King Cole.
Nat King Cole was a barrier breaker, too. He was the first black man to ever have a TV show.
Nat King Cole was one of the hottest entertainers in the world, and he comes to Las Vegas.
In 1960, Nat King Cole agreed to take a gig at the Sands Hotel, not just because he could stay there, but he demanded his whole entourage, band included, could stay there, and they obliged.
Somewhere along.
On this clip on the Nat King Cole Show with Sammy Davis Jr., there was chemistry, there was camaraderie, there was a bromance, and they could actually touch each other, which was something Nat King Cole couldn't always do when he had white guests on his show.
So here's a black man with a television show, and he cannot get close to a guest if that guest is a white woman. When I saw the clip, it makes me think how free they seemed to be together.
The friends we used to know.
Nat had an innate dignity. He was not afraid to be supportive of any performer. He helped my career tremendously.
But let me do one for you that we haven't done. This is from Dreamgirls.
And I Am Telling You, it's such an interesting song for Sammy as somebody who, went from segregated Vegas to desegregated Vegas. He's telling them, and I am telling you, tonight, I'm not going. I'm going to lay my head down and rest right here at this resort.
I am staying and dig you. You're gonna love me.
Nat King Cole and all the civil rights leaders that aided them in desegregating Vegas, you had a whole new generation of acts in the 70s that began to reap those benefits. So you had Lola Falana and The Fifth Dimension.
Lola Falana becomes the black female entertainer of Las Vegas.
During this time in the 70s, it was reported that Lola Falana was making $100,000 a week in Las Vegas.
I mean, that's pretty good today.
There's this signature performance of Lola Falana.
This is where you belong.
I love the costuming that Lola Falana wore on stage.
It's still having impact all these years later. Recently, on the BET Awards, Money Long performed, and she paid homage to Lola Falana.
I'm proud. You give me a Super Bowl. Together the world could be ours.
This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius.
We recorded Aquarius faster than any other song. We were performing in Las Vegas when we recorded it.
In 1969, the Fifth Dimension released their biggest hit, Aquarius, Let the Sunshine In.
Let the sunshine, let the sunshine.
We were performing nightly when we had a residency at Las Vegas. When the Fifth Dimension was nominated for 5 Grammys, we were so excited. We won 3 that night. Group of the Year, Album of the Year, Song of the Year.
They may be a great example of one of the first black pop groups, first black crossover groups, because their music was very broad and wide-reaching. As you get into the 80s and 90s and 2000s, you're driving down the strip, you see these big billboards and lights for Lionel Richie, for Smokey Robinson, for Gladys Knight, for Diana Ross.
I opened at Harrah's in February of 2000. But I was the only singer who had, at that time, that had a theater named after him. It was the Clint Holmes Theater as long as I was performing there.
You know, when I first started performing in Vegas, there was a name tag at every hotel on the Strip. The first residency I ever had there on my own was at the Desert Inn. I remember recording the show for a TV special.
People say
There's something in the lyrics and the storytelling that Smokey uses that you find a connection to.
so, take a good look at me.
One morning, I said, what if a person had cried so much until their tears had made tracks in their face?
If you look a little closer, it's easy to trace the tracks of my tears.
So the tracks of my tears is my most popular songs ever.
Some of our most recent residencies, Prince.
Las Vegas, y'all ready to do the work?
Everybody was really shocked when they heard Prince was going to Las Vegas.
Pull your cell phone out, call your next of kin. We about to get funky. 2, 3, come on.
Prince played in Vegas at the Aladdin Hotel in 2002, and he liked it so much that he came back to Vegas in 2007, and he opened up his own club, 3121, and it was unapologetically Prince.
Thank you so much, Las Vegas. Don't hate me because I'm fabulous.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.